season 2 of the Resh Life. I am Michael Flagg, and this is my beautiful wife, Sherelle Flagg. Brought to you by RashProducts.com.
Yes. We will be introducing, or it is now introduced, our banana butter, and it's available at RashProducts.com. And we also will be brought to you by Race Salon and Spa.
Babe, it's been one of those weeks.
It's been one of those weeks. Yes, it has. Let's just roll on into this next guest so we can shift this energy.
All right, let's do it.
And then we'll jump into the rest of the stuff after this.
All right.
Because boy, oh boy.
Are we calling her, right?
You got it right there.
All right. We'll talk a little bit before we
Okay, so we are about to introduce to you Miss Eboni Eleckta. She is known as the socialite, and she's going to get on tonight and talk to us about how she and her mom overcame COVID. And I think she is joining the line now.
Hey, gorgeous.
We're here now. That's right.
You look pretty.
You look even prettier, honey.
Oh, thank you. You look gorgeous.
I just said it, but you didn't hear me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Now, last week on the podcast, we actually we mentioned you and your mom because Sherelle told me that you guys both basically beat the COVID up.
Man, beat it up. Beat it up, beat it up, beat it up, beat it. We did. And to be quite honest, I'm just thankful for something called supplements, because that's what got us through. Like, I'm so serious. I was scared because, my mom was 77, pre-existing conditions. And when she got to the hospital, they diagnosed her with double pneumonia and COVID.
Wow.
So I was like, it was a lot. It was a lot. And so needless to say, I was scared, but what really got me through, the doctor called me maybe 3 hours after she was in the emergency room, and he said, I don't know what it is that your mom is doing. He said, but her immune system is fighting this on its own. We haven't given her any steroids. We haven't done anything. And I was like, he said, what are you doing? And I told him, I said, I owe all of that to supplements. Like, seriously, I owe all of that to supplements. And we take them regularly. Okay. So once he said that to me, and he said, what, he asked what they were, to be quite honest with you, what the supplements were. And when I told him, the main things that we're taking is the vitamin C, the vitamin D, the zinc, and the elderberry. And he was just like, it's sad because they can't tell people that. They can't tell people to take those supplements because they're doctors. You know what I mean? And that's just not what they do. So he said, whatever it is that you're doing, keep doing it. And the fact that we got through it the way that we did, especially my mom, because I really thought it was going to be a situation where they kept her in the hospital for a while, and they didn't. She came home in 3 days and had to quarantine just like anybody else. And Mom gone, I'll be back, okay? All right.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, Mom.
I'm just in the front with them. I love y'all for that. I love y'all for that. So basically, I was so very thankful, you guys. Y'all don't even understand, but like, my mom has a history of catching pneumonia. And the thing with that is, for her to be 77 and catch double pneumonia, that's what really had me. And I wasn't trying to really tell any family members, you know what I mean? Because everybody worries, and I don't like putting people in your business when it's something dealing with something that's serious or what have you, because that's when doubt sets in. As long as, like, for me, I have an extra high amount of faith, period.
Amen.
I mean, an extra high amount of faith. And I know that when I start sharing information with people, they can doubt or they can worry, and you can't do both. You can't have faith and have worry, and either one of those. So I just handled it my way, and I was very glad that. Hold on, I'm trying to grab my light so that when I get in the car, I don't lose y'all, baby. I'm still gonna be lit. Look. I'm looking out for my people, but that was the biggest thing, like keeping everybody out the business. But once I got that call from the doctor, and the doctor told me, we're gonna still keep her here for observation for the next couple of days, but I can tell you right now, the treatment that we normally give to people, we don't have to do that because your mother is fighting, ooh, shucks. Oh, please, I'm sorry. Your mother is fighting and is doing really good. It's going to be dark for just 2 seconds until I have to
You're fine.
She came home, was quarantined, for the week. The doctor told her to do a full 2 weeks. So we had to do a full 2 weeks. And because I was in the house and I tested positive, once I realized that she had it, there was other situations where we had to quarantine. And my son, he tested negative. And the only 27 places, like period. He wasn't even around us. We didn't know we had it at the time, but he could have clearly gotten it. But again, he did not because he stays in his room. Yeah.
Hey, girl, there you go. There she go.
So here's what I have to say about that. So what I do, actually, I have like all 5 of the supplements that I take on a daily basis. And a lot of people don't like to take pills, so I recommend either the liquid, which is by this company called Berry Treasure. It's called ACF, and it literally has everything in it that any individual needs to keep their immune system, strong and up. And let's start with this first. COVID cannot attack a strong immune system. Any doctor will tell you this. This is not just me talking. I'm not a doctor. But I can tell you from not just my experience, but several experiences, and I'm a research person, so I'm constantly researching everything that's relevant to my life. And the fact that, I was talking to a friend right before I got on the call with you guys, as a matter of fact, and he said, Eb, I can't believe that COVID took me out like that. He said, that's the worst experience I ever had in my entire life. He said, I'd rather somebody shoot me, go to the emergency room, get patched up, and come back. He said that was the absolute worst. And I told him, I said, that's because your immune system is weak. He said, yes, that's what the doctor told me. He said, but of course now I'm on it. So for him, like he's not a pill taker. So I told him about the ACF, and what that is an advanced immune liquid, so to speak, because they're all vitamins and everything that you can possibly take from, back in the day, all we knew about was echinacea and golden seal. But this one has everything plus those 2 herbs, vitamins in it. And then for people who don't want to do the liquid and don't want to take 5 pills a day, there's a called by Viva Naturals. And they got really smart, and you only have to take two pills in one setting, but it has everything in it. It has everything in it that we talked about: the elderberry, the zinc, the vitamin C, the vitamin D. They even went a step further and added ginger in there.
Oh, wow.
So I've referred a lot of people and recommended, that for a lot of people as well. So there's no excuse for anybody to not keep their immune system strong. And I'm just thankful because it's crazy. When we lost connection, hold on, my light went out. When we lost connection, it's so crazy. But one of my girlfriends texted me and she said, Eboni, she said, my husband's mother just sent me this video and told me that I need to go to somebody's page and get this information. And this is one of my close girlfriends. She said, have you gone viral? She said, because there's no way my stepmom would have seen this. I said, yes, I have. I'm in the disco. Wait. So I told her, I said, listen, girl, I said, I've gained 7,000 followers just from that one video alone. Like, you never know what people are going to like, what people are going to love. And that just goes to show me that we're living in a time where people are putting their health first,
Yep.
as they should, because COVID is real. COVID is deadly, you know, and if you don't take charge of your health, it can happen to you at any time. And when I say at any time, you don't know which way it's going to go, but the average person knows, oh, I'm taking supplements, so I'm not worried about it because my immune system is straight. But for those that are not, then listen, you better get on it. I'm
Yes.
very serious. Like, you better get on it, because if it helped my 77-year-old mom, forget about me. But if that's what helped her and she has pre-existing conditions, then that's a lot to be said about taking the supplements. And you don't take them when you catch COVID. A lot of people have been, God, don't get. A lot of people have been seeing my video. Y'all don't laugh at me. Stop. A lot of people have
No,
been
because
seeing
if
my
only
video
you
since
knew
the-
what was happening over here.
Mike, give me some of what you're drinking.
Oh,
That's pineapple juice.
Where is that?
I'm telling you,
That's-
it's just pineapple juice. Honestly.
no, that's black. That's
Can
black
you see the
Henny.
bottle? I can't even see the writing on it.
Black Henny.
Look at you. I'm ready to go to where all of that resides.
All right, now let's change the subject a little bit. I know you down in the ATL, and I know y'all only had one day to celebrate because they stormed the Capitol. But how was that win down there in the ATL for the Democratic Party?
Something about the win. Oh my God. Do y'all see the color of my eyeshadow?
Do you see my shirt?
I see your shirt. Oh, I love it. But I asked you a question. What color is my eyeshadow?
Yes.
That's right. That's blue, baby.
Because that's right. It's blue because the state of Georgia is blue.
Hey.
I'm gonna say this, and this doesn't go for me. This goes for everybody. That was a time when everybody was on such a high. Either you wanted to turn this state blue or you didn't. But for those who wanted to turn the state blue, that was the majority, and it was very clear, because if I had one more person knock on my door, or if I received one more text, or if I received one more phone call from an anonymous person, all they were concerned about is, in my opinion, doing the right thing. And
Nice.
the right thing was to turn this city blue so we can get back to some peace and some normalcy in our life, because everything was just in the biggest disarray ever. And people were so, what's the word I can use? Uneasy as to what the near future was going to hold for them. And what was going
Absolutely.
to happen. And a lot of the conversation was, I'm leaving the United States. You know, and we've never had to feel like that. I know every generation goes through something, you know, from slavery to civil rights to all types of things. And we've never experienced anything. This generation hasn't experienced anything. And I'm not going to lie, I was to a point where I was feeling like, if we didn't change this thing blue, or let's take it a step further, if Biden had not won,
Right.
then I feel like all the people that voted for the man who wanted it to be red would have been left out in the cold. He would have gotten their vote, and they would have left out in the cold and been with everybody else who he does not give a darn about.
Yep.
And everybody would have been struggling and trying to figure out their next move and all of this. You know,
That's right.
he's shown you from his actions with this whole movement that he started at the state capitol that day. He's shown you what he cares, how he cares about people. The fact that he turned on Pence the way that he did.
Ooh.
This is your right hand. This
Ooh.
is your vice president. This is who has had your back the entire time. And you turn on him,
Yeah.
and you
That flip
turn on
of a
him
switch.
to a group of your supporters who will do whatever and anything that you say.
They was about to hang
At
him.
this point, honestly speaking, I don't care who wanted to vote for him. I'm just glad that Biden won, because at the end of the day, I said evil can't prevail but for so long, and we were headed for some serious evil.
Oh, my goodness.
Somebody could think I'm crazy by saying this, but I'm telling you right now, no, I'm not.
Nice. Nice.
So the state of Georgia was on a natural high throughout the entire election. It was something that everybody just felt during the time, and period. And when it happened, but it was such a feeling of elation when Warnock and Ossoff won, and we knew we did the darn thing at that
Yes.
point.
Yes. Yes.
That's a whole nother.
Listen, we was over here celebrating with you. We was celebrating for the win. I mean, it was just such a great feeling, and I was like, man, this is it. This is what we needed. It was what everybody needed.
You know what was so beautiful about it? The fact that what you just said, it wasn't just Georgia that was happy. And to my understanding, you had people from all over the United States that were donating to their campaigns, that were doing everything that they could from the standpoint of them not being here and being able to vote.
Right.
They were encouraging the vote as much as they could, using whatever type of resource, and that was beyond beautiful to me.
Yes.
Like, that just goes to show, that went to show that America, listen, and if we're talking, let's go back to Trump and Biden. The fact that it was, I can't say a narrow margin, but the fact that 70 million people still voted for Trump was a lot.
That was
Biden
crazy.
to have won. And the fact that Biden did win was great, but when we turned those other two seats blue, that was it.
Yes.
I don't feel like I have to move to Africa, so I don't feel like I have to move to Africa so fast now. I'm going to go.
Just keep your passport ready, though. Keep your passport ready. That's right. Well, it was a pleasure talking to you, sweetheart.
Yes,
and I'd like to thank you for coming on and showing your beautiful smile.
Yes.
And we up north want to thank you again for making that Atlanta election happen.
For real.
But I just want to really encourage everybody that's watching this podcast to go and get yourself the proper herbs or the proper supplements, because too many deaths are occurring on a daily basis, and a lot of people saying, oh, that's not just COVID, that's other things. But at the end of the day, we do know that people are out here dying from COVID.
Yes.
Is that. So whether the numbers are spiked up or what have you, it doesn't matter. We know that it still exists and that it's still happening. So, health is wealth, and take care of your body, and your body will take care of you. And that's the real deal.
That's the sauce right there. Yes.
All right, baby.
Yes.
Well, thanks a lot, love.
Oh.
All right. We'll be talking to you soon.
Have a good night.
All right.
Thank you.
Much.
Be
All right,
safe.
Right.
Bye-bye.
We really not. We really not. But we can cut that out.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so let's we're gonna jump back into this. Thank God the first month is almost over in 2021. I mean, we making it. We trucking on through here.
We thought that we put 2020 behind.
Yes.
But 2021 has just opened up and
wearing us the hell out.
Yeah, but we gonna stay on top of that. That's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna stay on top of it.
But by January. Yes. Yes. So I guess we're gonna go into what's happening.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna do.
Talk about a couple of things that's going on this week. We was saying earlier how heavy this week was, and you want to go ahead and pick up there.
Well, first, not first, but one of my I don't want to call him a legend, but he is a legend. And he's one of the Philly basketball legends. John Chaney passed. And they don't make coaches like that anymore today, because he was like in-your-face fatherhood type of mentor that would, he would do anything for his players, but he held them under strict discipline.
Tough love.
And he was making men, like where other coaches, they would be worried about money and winning. Coach Chaney, and we were able to go to some of his camps and everything where we were smaller. He just was making boys to men, and that's what's needed in this world today.
That contribution is an amazing contribution.
Yeah,
definitely.
He was definitely a legend.
Yes, definitely. And oh my gosh, we lost a queen. Queen Cicely Tyson.
Yes, we did.
Yes, that was another great loss, and a woman who has contributed, greatly. It's just been so much loss. It's just so much loss. Yes. So rest in power, Queen.
Yep.
And locally in Philly, Miss Tootsie's, the soul food restaurant that's very popular. Kevin Parker, the owner, passed away. So that was a great loss for the city of Philadelphia, brotherly love, where I am from. So rest in power to Mr. Kevin Parker as well. And phew,
Yeah.
yes,
I mean, at least they got some love while they were here
yes, and gave
and gave
gave
yeah.
a lot of love.
So
Gave a lot of love.
yeah.
Yes. That was a great interview with Ebony
Yeah.
Electra.
Yeah.
Yes, that was great. Her
She's
energy
great.
is always like amazing. I felt myself about to come down real quick talking about, the deaths and the losses and
Mhm.
everything. So want to go ahead and switch the energy and switch gears a little bit.
Yeah.
That what you drinking?
Oh, this is just some black Hennessy.
Okay.
Hennessy
Okay.
black.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw this in real quick because I had did a post of a pot of like herbs that was boiling. It had
Mhm.
some ginger and some orange, and it actually had hibiscus flowers in it. And people were asking like, "What is that?" They was guessing what it was. They thought it was yoni steaming, then a couple products or whatever.
Mhm.
So this is what the pot of herbs was brewing.
And what might that be?
And this might be, and my patois accent is is from North Philly. So this is sorrel. And if I'm saying it wrong to all my fellow Jamaicans, I apologize. But this is a drink that we get in Jamaica. And I learned how to make it years ago at home. And I think I'm kind of like perfecting it, as time goes on. So this is what that is. And sometimes I like to add a little bit of Jamaican rum to mine too, to spruce it up with a splash of tequila.
Nice.
But yes,
Nice.
it's really good.
Nice.
So it's just again the hibiscus flowers, some oranges, some cloves, and ginger, and some raw cane sugar.
Okay.
Yep.
So
So
we'll
there
put
you
that
go.
recipe up there for
Yes.
you.
Because everybody wanted to know. The more you know.
There you go.
All right, let's get into this next business segment. You want to jump into the business segment?
The business segment. I actually don't know who your T-shirt is from. You're going to tell me, but it says "buy wig," and you guys know who she's talking about.
You know who it is. You know.
Who's that
So
from?
we are going to spotlight tonight. There's a boutique that I love, and it's on Instagram, and it's called the House of Swag. But house is spelled Haus, and they have great. They're black owned, and they have great items: t-shirts, accessories, dresses. Like you can find a lot of dopeness on their page.
Nice.
Instagram is popping, so check them out.
Nice.
Yes, House of Swag for all your wig needs.
Okay. Clever. Very clever. Very clever.
Yes. And I want to say too, if you have a business, or if you know of a business that you would like to see in our spotlight, a black-owned business, drop it in the comments or let us know. You can DM us too. Yep, at the Resh Life on Instagram. And we'll go ahead and try to highlight and spotlight as many black-owned businesses as we can. We want to share and spread the love.
Together we are better.
That's right. A lot of times, a husband and wife team, we work together. We get all the time. People hear us say it. How do y'all work together? How do you do this? How y'all work? You get up, you go to work, you come home, you're together, you wake up, you did all the time. How do you do it? And you gotta know what your role is. And this is not just in your relationship, it's in your business, it's in your life, it's period. It's like whatever you decide to implement yourself in, you need to understand what your role is. And why is that so important?
Well, oh man, I always, when roles are brought up, I'll usually kind of refer back to a team, say like a basketball team.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has a role to play. And once somebody starts not doing their job, then somebody else has to take up the slack of doing their job and your job.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing your role is one of those things where you need to have a vision of what's best for the unit instead of what's best sometimes for yourself. Because once everybody's clicking and doing what they're supposed to do on the team, then that's how you operate as a team and you win. But if it's a team of individuals, not knowing their roles could be a big factor of them losing. And that's how I usually kind of get on the know your role thing. It's more of a, if you don't, then you can fail. If you do, it leads to success.
Yes, I think it's really important because we kind of, in our dynamic, I have to know what, my strengths and weaknesses are, and you have to know what yours are. But it's important that I know what yours are so that I can step in and, that's when my role becomes more signified. When it's and vice versa. Like the areas where I'm weak, that's where you come in, and it keeps, the team strong. So that definitely validates, what you just said about that. And I think that a lot of times people look at, like, I can't look at you and what you're doing and feel that I have to do exactly what you're doing in order for it to work. Like, my role, not to say that it can't be your role, but it's just as important. Your role, like all the roles together equal,
Synergy.
yes.
Yep.
So we all have to do our part. If I'm, like you said, if I'm not doing my part, then it's either we're going to be asked out or you're going to have to pick up, the slack. And sometimes people not knowing their role don't understand the detriment, that they bring. They come in and it's like they all over the place and they want to do what you doing and, you can't. You have to figure out what is going to work for you, how to make that work, and work the hell out of it.
Yep. For the final vision.
The greater good.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. And it's so important. Like, we always kind of like bounce off of each other,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like this week Michael was in the doghouse. He's probably still in. You're in the doghouse still?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he in the doghouse still. But he was in the doghouse this week, y'all. And anywho, I always tell him I am the neck and you are the head. And the damn head can't move without the neck. You got to know your role. So he knows that he needs this neck. You know what I mean? So he can move his head the way he wants to.
That's right.
Right. He know his role and I know my role. So when I withdraw that neck, he in trouble.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Without question.
But you have to understand, that your shit is substantial. I need him for what he does, and he needs me for what I do. I can't go try to, wear his shoes and do what he do, and then try to do what I do. And that, no, you gotta stay, in your lane. It's knowing your lane and staying the hell in it.
Right. But couples need to hear that, but also teams need to hear that.
Yes.
Workforces need to hear that. Leaders need to hear that. Because if a role as a leader, if you want to take a role as a leader, it's more coaching. It's more seeing, correcting seeing the value in somebody and pulling it out.
That's right.
And most leaders, I mean, if you want to say you're a leader, then do leadership.
That's right.
But if you're not a leader, okay.
That's knowing your role right there.
And then you're on the team. Even if you're a bench player, it's when we need to call you in.
You still got an important job.
You haven't, exactly.
You still have an important job. And that is the whole point.
Yep. Know your role, play your position.
Play your position. Play your part. And stop trying to say. I had a conversation when we were talking to Cavani the other night.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying, we were talking about when you get a seat at the table.
Mm-hmm.
And this definitely piggybacks off of the whole role thing, because we were saying like some people, you invite them to the table, right? But when they come to the table, now they want to take the head seat because they don't know their role. They don't know that, hey, I'm bringing you in on this, right? I'm bringing you in. Like, this ain't your shit. I'm bringing you in on my shit. And but I want you to have a part in this, right? I want you to have a role, okay? So you get your role, but now you trying to like take over and play a whole nother role. So now you done messed up your seat at the table. And people don't understand, because now you're like, okay, I'm good, because you didn't show me that you can't handle your role. And now they pissed the hell off at you.
Right.
I was listening to T.D. Jakes, and T.D. Jakes was saying, I think I was telling you about the bird, the chickens, and the roosters. And he said a pigeon is not trying to be an eagle.
Right.
A chicken is not trying to be an eagle. The chicken is cool with just going and flying and just getting a little couple, inches off the ground, and he happy. Boom, come back down. He ain't like, oh, I wanna be the eagle. I wanna fly like the eagle. He knows his role. He knows he can't go that far. So he's cool. He's chilling. But then you get the people that don't understand their role, and they go and try to be the damn eagle, and they a chicken.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work that way.
One of the guys I listened to the other day was saying, you don't send eagles to duck school.
Make sure that you are fulfilled too in that role, because a lot of times you think that you want to do something because you may see somebody else doing it and they might make it look easy as hell. A lot of people, look at the outside. We talk about that a lot, and they think that, oh my God, they did this, or they got that, or they did this, but they don't know the work, the blood, the sweat, the tears, anything that went into getting, where they are. People just see that and they like, I just want to be there, and they don't understand the work and everything that has to go in there. You have to make sure that you're fulfilled in whatever it is that you're trying to do. It has to be something that you're passionate about for you to carry the role out.
Yeah, well, it was a nice little episode today, and I'm glad we invited the young lady Eboni Eleckta on.
That was good.
That was good.
Yeah.
We had a couple of little
Listen, y'all, we had again, Mr. Flag was down here at all hours today after work, setting up, sound checking 11 times, and the shit just fell. It just crashed.
But we make it happen.
We make it
no
happen.
Matter what,
so we want you to take away a couple things from this. One is identify your role in your life. Identify that. And make sure that it's something that you're going to be fulfilled in. Ask yourself, am I going to be fulfilled? Is this going to give me what I'm looking for? Okay. Yeah. And be a blessing. Don't forget to be a blessing. To be a blessing. I got one more thing.
What's that?
You see all these challenges that's going on?
I'm not really.
Hold on, because you wouldn't let me be great with the busted challenge. I'm gonna still drop that video. But now they got the was it the June bug? I was talking to Qua about that, or the June bug challenge.
I really haven't seen it.
So I was just thinking, why don't we do like a remember I was telling you about in the car earlier today? I think we should do a take your lace front off challenge. Slide that shit back and let's well, hashtag the lace front challenge.
Notice I didn't say nothing.
What y'all looking like under them lace fronts? Y'all with it or not? I got some products for it though. I'm gonna tell you that right now. RaceProducts.com.
I'm out. I'm not saying nothing about your lace fronts, ladies.
I'm not saying nothing about the lace fronts. I said let's do a lace front challenge and slide them jokers back. Oh, it's all these other challenges out here. Bust it on that.
Bust it on that.
Right, that's all I got.
And I guess I'll try to leave you with a couple little words of wisdom off the top. Treat your past like a school versus a burden.
I like that.
Your past is not supposed to drag you down and hamper your future. You are supposed to learn from your past. Every little incident, you learn from it. You take the good stuff, you throw away the bad stuff, and you grow. But it's always a learning process. And that is the word of today from the Resh Life.
I love it. Building blocks. Life's building blocks. I like that. Hey.
All right, so
We
gonna,
made it.
Yeah,
We
we made
made
it through another
Woo!
episode. Oh my goodness
Good
gracious!
Lord. Whew, that was a lot.
Listen, we're totally just trying to come give some value to you, drop some value, and do some couple shit. Show you some love, some business, how it works with us, so you too can strive towards the rich life that you deserve. So everybody, you have a great night, and we will see you next week.
Love and blessings to you.